Hey guys, we are in Hamilton, New Jersey at the DiMatteo Vineyard, and we met Frank DiMatteo, the owner, and our new friend Anthony at the Wine Fest, and right away these two took on to us and treated us like cousins. And these guys are part of the Harvest Host Network. They've been part of Harvest Host for many years. And so tonight we're cooking for dinner some cod with bok choy and soba noodles. So we're really excited because we're in this new area, beautiful scene around us. We have some really good wine, some really good fish, and we're gonna make something really special tonight, and we're gonna walk you through that. Hi, I'm Christine with IreneIronFitness.com. I live in my 2014 Airstream Interstate Sprinter van with my husband Aaron. Together we're going to bring you some videos on fitness and nutrition while living in our van, traveling the country. The first step is to prepare all of your items before you start cooking. So first you want to get your bok choy washed and trimmed. It's super simple. If you've never done it, I'll walk you through it here. So here is bok choy. It's a nice, hefty, sturdy piece. Feels pretty good in weight, and it's pretty easy to prepare. All you want to do is cut off the root end. Make sure you have a sharp knife. Discard this. And then once it's chopped off, I like to take this apart. And all you want to do is, on each piece, there will be some grit and some dirt. So you want to run it under some water. Take a paper towel and then just remove the leaf. Take the rib, slice it down the middle. Quick chop. And then the leafy part, same thing. And just separate them into two different bowls. Next, in your prepping stage, you want to get your fish ready to go, and you just want to get it out. We have this beautiful fish here. We're going to use the cod, and you just want to take it out of whatever you're storing it in and get it onto a plate lined with paper towels. And the goal here is to get any excess moisture off of the cod. So we're going to get it onto the plate. We're going to pat dry it with paper towels. God, these are huge. Look at how big and beautiful those are. Just get the moisture off, and then salt and pepper. It's that simple. So that when it's time to cook and throw these on the pan, these are ready to go. Next, you want to get your dressing ready. This dressing is going to go on the soba noodles, and it's super quick and easy to make. You want to just get your ingredients. You have liquid aminos. If you don't have these, you can do a soy sauce or a tamari, rice wine vinegar, hoisin sauce, and sesame oil. So these are the all-stars of your dressing. I just like to put mine in a tight container and shake it up really good. You just want to get this ready and to the side so that you can get all of this stuff put away and out of your way so that you can move on to the next step. So now we're going to get our aromatics ready. We have here ready to go, we have garlic, grated ginger, green onion, and we have red pepper flakes. And then we also have more green onion as a garnish for when we're plating. And in here, I'm going to be toasting some sesame seeds. I have white and black. Mostly for looks. They do add flavor and texture and crunch, but if you don't have them, just do it without. And then some fish sauce. So the fish sauce and the garlic and the ginger and the onion is going to be used for the bok choy. So we have this ready to start cooking the bok choy. Also, prepping, we have some water boiling. We're going to prepare our soba noodles. And soba noodles are a buckwheat noodle. They're really quick for cooking actually. You just want to follow the instructions on the package. They typically call for 3 to 4 minutes. And then as soon as they're done, you want to pull them off a little bit early, run them under some cold water, and then put them aside so that they don't get mushy. Also in the soba noodles, I'm going to add in some mushrooms. And today I'm using dried mushrooms that I'm going to rehydrate with boiling water. And these mushrooms were a gift actually from my brother and his girlfriend. I've been saving them, and tonight's the night that I'm finally going to use them. But dried mushrooms is a great thing for you to have in your pantry, on an RV, or in your apartment, or wherever you are, so that when you're digging deep into your pantry and you're cooking something, it doesn't always have to be fresh. So dried mushrooms is a really fantastic thing just to have around, and once every so often you'll find a great use for it. And it's pretty easy. You just want to take some boiling water, and it takes 15 to 30 minutes to soak. Bring these mushrooms back to life, and do this at the beginning of your cooking stage so that while it's rehydrating, you're doing everything else and it doesn't tack any time on at all. It just basically cooks in the background. Okay, so the noodles are going in. When you buy these noodles, every time I've purchased them, they've come in these beautiful little packages, and these are roughly 3 ounces per noodle package. So they'll just go in, and these only take 3 minutes. I like my pasta on the al dente side, so I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes, and I'll probably take this out even 15 seconds earlier, so just to make sure that they don't overcook. And as soon as they're done, you want to get them rinsed under cold water, and what that does is it will stop them from continuing to cook. So you just want to freeze them where they are by running them under the cold water. Alright, the noodles are done. It's a rolling boil. Just strain them. We're going to use the same pan again for the bok choy. But remember, you want to rinse this under some cold water just to stop any cooking that you can from preventing to overcook these noodles. And then once you get them a little rinsed out, just let them sit and drip dry a little bit. You want to come back over here, and we're going to start the bok choy right away. So just a little drizzle of some extra virgin olive oil. And then we have this all ready to go. This pan is going to be pretty hot because we just took the noodles out, so you don't have to wait too long on that. So we're just going to put this in. And remember, this is the green onions, garlic, ginger. Let that roll a little bit. Actually want to put a little bit more olive oil. It smells amazing. Also, at this point, I'm going to do a little bit of the red peppers, flakes. Get those toasted up with it. I like my food a little spicy. If you don't like the spice, then you leave it out. So, next you want to throw in your bok choy. Remember, we separated it out. This is the ribs and the stems, the hard part. These take a little bit longer to cook. I'm also going to throw in the fish sauce. The fish sauce is a great way to add another depth of flavor to any type of Asian cooking that you're doing. Once you start cooking with it, you're just really going to find a love for it. So we're going to add that in. We're going to let this go for a couple minutes, and then we're going to add greens in. We'll add the noodles back into the pot, and then we'll put those aside, and so we can get started on the main event, which is the cod. The bok choy is moving along very well, starting to soften. So we're going to add in the leafy greens next. Just throw them right on top. These will wilt down quite a bit. And one thing that I like to do to help get these cooking is I'm just going to steal a little bit of this mushroom cooking liquid. It's like a mushroom broth. And the steam of it's just going to help wilt that down a little bit quicker. And you want to be careful whenever you're using a rehydrated mushroom, they have a lot of dirt that settles to the bottom. So anytime that you want to take advantage of that delicious broth flavor, take it from the top without agitating everything that's down below. So just putting your spoon in on top, like that. We're also going to do just a couple cranks of salt and pepper to the bok choy and give it a little bit of a toss to try to get those to wilt down. You can put the lid back on. And our little 8-inch skillet here is heating up, and we're ready to throw the cod on. These pieces of cod are beautiful and massive. I don't know how else to describe them. They're just amazing. These are quite thick, so they might take a little bit longer than what you might get at like Sam's Club or Costco. And this is actually about 8 ounces per piece, so we have a whole pound of cod going in here. That's 4 servings worth. And we're going to let that go for 4 minutes each side. Check in on it on 4 minutes and give it a flip. Alright, it's been 4 minutes. I did put this cover over the cod because it's so fat to help it cook through the center. We're going to give it a flip. Don't be messing around with your cod in between flips. You just want to give it one flip so it doesn't fall apart. And that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see brown. You want to see golden. You want to see it starting to flake a little bit. Juicy. It's making my mouth water. Here we have our bok choy still hanging out. It's looking really good. We're going to take these soba noodles. We're going to add them back in. And we're also at this point going to get this dressing that we had prepared earlier at the very beginning. Give that another good shake. And I wouldn't add it all at once because everybody has different preferences for dressing levels. I would just spoon maybe half of it over, give it a good mix, and then give it a taste and see how you like it. Does it need any more salt? Does it need any more pepper? Do you want any more red pepper flakes? Or do you want more dressing? And then once you've been able to actually taste it, then you can adjust it. You don't want to add these noodles in too early because they will cook. So I recommend adding these noodles in once you flip your fish and your fish is coming into the home stretch. Then these noodles will come together. Also, now that we're at this point with the noodles, I'm going to come back to my mushrooms that have been rehydrating. And remember what I told you about all the dirt that can settle at these mushrooms? So when you get these mushrooms out, you want to be careful, again, to not agitate that dirt. So you just want to gently lift the mushrooms out and get those in. And mushrooms can add such an earthy texture, flavor, meaty. It just brings a whole nother element to this noodle side. So I'm going to give this a little shake. I'm going to give it a little taste. See if it needs more dressing. See if it needs more salt. This cod is a few minutes from being done, and then we're going to plate it up. And don't forget the beautiful garnishes with the toasted sesame seeds. Nice little color pop. And the green onions. There we go. I hope you try this recipe out. You can go to my website, irenefitness.com. You can get the printable recipe for all of the ingredients, all of the how-tos, and meet me here each week for a new recipe.